You now have tools you need to start drawing trees. You have the rules and you have the part of speech. I suspect that you will find drawing trees much more difficult than we expect. It takes a lot of practice to know which rules to apply them consistently and accurately to a sentence. You won't be able to draw trees easily until you literally do dozens of them.
In fact, drawing syntactic trees is a learned skill that needs a lot of practice, just like learning to play the piano. There are actually two ways to go about drawing a tree. You can start at the bottom and work your way up to the tipi, or you can start with the tipi and work your way down. Which technique you use depends upon your individual style. For most people who are just starting out, starting at the bottom of the tree with the words works best. When you become more practiced and experienced, you may find starting at the top quicker. At the same time, there are three techniques that we can use on how to draw a tree, which are the bottom-up trees, the top-down method, and the bracketed diagram. But now, I will give step-by-step instructions of bottom-up trees technique. So here we go. When we say bottom-up trees, it is a method for tree drawing often works best for beginners. There are some hopefully helpful steps to go through when drawing trees. So the first step, write out the sentence and identify the parts of speech. So we have the very small boy kiss the platypus. And now, identify the parts of speech. The, it is a determiner. Very, it is adverb. Small, adjective. Boy, noun. Kiss, verb. The, determiner. And the platypus, noun. Second steps is to identify what modifies what. Remember the modification relations. If the word modifies something, then it is contained in the same constituent as that thing. So very modifies small, the modifies boy, the platypus modifies kiss, very small modifies boy, the modifies platypus. In the steps 3, start linking together items that modify one another. It often helps to start at the right edge. Always start with the adjacent words. Like I will say adjacent words, it is means to close to or near something. If the modifier is modifying a noun, then the rule you must apply is the NP rule or noun praise rule. Similarly, if the word that is being modified is an adjective, then you must apply the adjective praise rule. In the fourth steps, make sure you apply the rule exactly as it's written. For example, the adjective praise rule reads adjective praise, adverb praise, adjective. This means that the adverb must have an adverb praise on top of it before it can be combined with the adjective. Fifth steps. Keep applying the rules until you have attached all the modifiers to the modified constituents. Apply one rule at a time. Work from right to left, from the end of the sentence to the beginning. Try doing the rules in the following order. A. Adjective praise and adverb praise. B. Noun praise and preposition phrase. C. Verb phrase. D. TP and E. If your sentence has more than one clause in it, starts with the most embedded clause.
To illustrate, we have the very small boy. As we go back to the step 4, the adverb must have an adverb phrase on top of it before it can combine with the adjective. And after that, we can able to identify the noun phrase, which is the boy. On the other side, we have kiss the platypus. We already have the noun phrase. The only thing that we do is to put verb phrase on top of noun phrase. So the sixth step, when you bold up the subject noun phrase and the verb phrase, Apply the TP and if appropriate, the CP rule.
Seven steps. This is the most important step of all. Now, go back and make sure that your tree is fully generated with the rules. Check each level in the tree and make sure your rules will generate it. If they don't, apply the rule correctly and fix the structure.
8th step. Some important considerations. A. Make sure that everything is attached to the tree. B. Make sure that every category has only one line immediately on top of it. It can have more than one under it, but only one immediately on top of it. C. Don't cross lines. D. Make sure all branches in the tree have a parts of speech level. And lastly, E. Avoid triangles.